We have a couple of indoor plants here which we will try and see how to take their cuttings and how to propagate them. So we'll first begin with this tradescantia zebrina, which is also known as the wandering Jew. So I have taken a couple of cuttings from its mother plant. You can see they are like this. They have very soft stem which you can just snip off very easily, and they're also very easy to propagate because they root very quickly. Like in a week or so you will see the plant start rooting. Rooted, you can put them in the soil to start a new plant. Second one that I will talk about is these sad looking maranta or prayer plant cuttings. So these ones actually are coming from a plant which is about to die, if I might say so. Yes, I know this is winter and this is the dormant period for the plant, but somehow I feel that it is not doing well because it was in a container where it was sharing space with other plants, and then it became root bound and it was a very sad situation. I thought if I can take the cuttings and put them in water, and if they can root, then I'll get more of these plants and I can keep them healthy in a separate container this time. So the trick is you need to check that they have, when you're taking a cutting, that they have nodes like this, like these nodes. If you can see, this is a little bulge here, and if you can see, it has like very little, very tiny dots. Yeah, so those tiny dots are the thing that can grow into roots. So I'm pretty hopeful that I can probably get one of these cuttings rooted, and then I'll have a new plant out of it. Second cutting that I have is of this Schefflera. This is my Schefflera cutting, and it is also coming from its mother plant. It is growing pretty nicely in the spot it is, but it is also going in like two different directions. So I'm trying to tame the plant a little and also make more plants out of it. So I just took a top cutting. Other cuttings that I have are these bamboo, or if I call their true name, then they're Dracenas. Yeah, they're not actually bamboo plants that we have at our home. They are a Dracena variety. So I just kind of took the upper softer cuttings out of it, and I'm gonna remove the lower leaves and put them in water for them to root. And once they have rooted, I'm gonna put them in the soil back, so I get a bushier bamboo tree, if you may say so, in my home. Next one I have is this Janet Craig Dracena, or the green jewel Dracena. The problem with this plant was, again, it was in a shared container, and its root was like humongous inside it, and it had no place to go anymore, and the pot was pretty shallow for the size of its root and the plant. And also, since it was like in a shared container, I had more plants in that container which needed sunlight, and it was a wrong choice for me in the beginning to put this plant in that container which had like plants of different requirements. Like each plant has its own requirements, and I put this plant which doesn't need more sunlight. It is more of a, indirect diffused light kind of a plant, and I put it with more plants which require more sunlight, and as a result you can see all these crispy leaves here on this plant. Next one I have is this tiny Anthurium. I took it out from my mother plant. I actually then took out a more thicker section of it because a lot of them are flowering and I don't want to disturb that, but I can still make a new plant out of it, because if you can see the section that I have cut, it has like a lot of roots, and I made sure when I was cutting that I am taking that into consideration when I am taking a cutting from the mother plant I made. So let me show you the result of few of my other cuttings here. I had put the Syngonium cutting in water, And as you can see, it is, and this you guys is my Syngonium, and it is very densely rooted. You can see the type of cutting I took here. So I made sure that I have a node like this, and then I put it in water, and the aerial roots, they grew big and dense. And then I have this cute little plant that is growing solely in water. Another one that I have are these golden pothos, and this one I put again in water like a month ago, and I'll show you the roots of one of them. So I'll also show you how I took the cuttings and made sure that I have enough nodes that can grow into roots. So there you see, these are the healthy roots of this golden potho, and I can see more variegation than the one I have in soil. So these are doing good in water too, but I have plans to put them in soil once I get some time. I'm also trying to propagate croton. I'll see if I can propagate it with one leaf. My croton plant is pretty small, so I don't want to damage it by cutting the top node. The best portion to cut for a croton plant is the top portion where the stem is still very juvenile and soft, but I'm just trying to see if I can still propagate it through leaves. So this is an experiment, but I'm still hopeful. I'm putting it in the same vase as my I'm putting it in the same vase as my pothos. So we'll now start trying to put other plants in water, or the other cuttings that we have. So here I have taken a big jar. This I'm gonna use for my Dracena, and I have added a little bit of liquid seaweed fertilizer in it because I don't have rooting hormone right now, which I could have used, but I'm just hopeful that this will work and have my Dracena put out roots. So this is the one, and I'm gonna take away all the crispy leaves out of it, like so. I think this should be good, but still has like a lot of leaves, which this plant with just this tiny stem, I don't know if it will be able to survive. So I think we are good here. So I'm just gonna put this in water, so you see just the stem part of it is going inside water like this. Looks like a pineapple. Nice. So we have our pineapple here. Yeah. Next one, I'm taking plain old glass. You can take any container, any glass container. I prefer glass container for water propagation because that's the way I can make sure that my plants are doing good, they are having their roots, and if they are kind of rotting away, then I know it sooner than later when I have them in glass container, and I can take measures to protect them, or probably just remove the part that is dying away and make sure rest of the plant is safe and is doing good and has more chances of survival. So next we'll take this Schefflera, and again the same process, remove the lower leaves out of it. For any of the stem cuttings that we have taken, make sure you remove the lower leaves out of it, because whatever goes into water should not have leaf, because that tends to rot again. And you also need to make sure there's not too much stress on the plant to sustain the leaves, because it needs its energy to grow the roots. So this, again, the water has liquid seaweed fertilizer mixed in it, and I'm just gonna put the Schefflera in there. I can also probably put one more plant inside it, and I'll take these bamboo plants and remove the lower leaves and just put them in there like so. Now's the chance for my most awaited one, the marantas. So I'm gonna just pop them in, not removing any leaves or so, because it is the leaf node actually, and I don't know if I remove the leaves and they might just die. I'm just popping them in water, and pray with me guys for the survival of my maranta, or my prayer plant. My prayer plant needs prayers. Ironical. But yeah, my prayer plant needs prayers right now, and I hope I can make it survive and make it do good. So next one is the easiest one, tradescantia zebrina, the wandering Jew. It is very easy to grow plant. It roots very quickly too, so you just take the cutting, remove the lower leaves. The actions are pretty same for each of the stem cuttings that you're trying to propagate. It's such a beautiful plant, guys. You will love them if you have them. They're so low maintenance, so easy to propagate, and they look beautiful. I'm not able to show you the real true beauty of it, but if you see very closely, they are like purplish, greenish, and silver. Like the variegation or the stroke on it is like silverish green. They're beautiful, and the underside is like completely purple. It's a very, very beautiful plant, highly underrated. I don't know why. I love this plant. And next one is gonna be my Anthurium, and it is a very tiny cutting, but I'm pretty hopeful that it will grow a lot of fruits. So what I'll do is I'll take away the bottom, these bottom two leaves, because you see I have a root bulge here, a root bulge there, and a root bulge here, so I'm hopeful it will grow. So I'll just take them away. And it also has a very tiny new growth coming out. I'll take away this stem, no use, and any dried area from here, and I will let it go in water. I think I should put it in a container which already has some plants, because it is trying to loop down or something. So I'll put it in here so it stands tall, and the new growth that it has stays up. So you can see it's barely touching the water. I want it to stay up and not touch the water. So that was the video, guys. Hope you liked it. If you did, then please hit the like button, and also consider subscribing to my channel for more such videos. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.